So, you want to build wealth in the trucking industry? Well, you came to the right place because I must be doing something right. It's been 16 years and now we have a fleet of over 100 vehicles across Canada. No, I did not come from a wealthy family and I did not inherit this business from my father. All I needed was the correct advice, a good support system, and a really good buddy with the same mindset and attitude as mine. And one thing in common that we have is we wanted to make a difference in this world. So if you're a driver, an owner-operator, or the owner of a small fleet, or if you're thinking about entering into our market, there are 3 things that you should know. Let's start off with being extremely calculative. I myself am a numbers guy, so I know how many miles a truck needs to run. I know what the fuel consumption is. I know what the idling times on every single one of our trucks are. I have done the math hundreds and hundreds of times and in different scenarios. So definitely you need to be a numbers guy out there. Number 2, you need a really good tax accountant. If you're in our line of work and you're using a firm that does not specialize in trucking, you should immediately switch over your file to a firm that does. It's the same with having a health problem and going to your family doctor to get it fixed. If you want to be looked after, you should see a professional. How many times do I see truckers claiming food expenses based on receipts and not their logbooks? If you're claiming your meals based on your receipts, I'm guessing you're using a tax service that does not specialize in trucking, because that tax firm that you were using last year just cost you about $2,000. Now stay with me because there's another big one coming up. Did you know that as a Canadian driver, you are allowed to expense $23 per day, multiply that by 3 meals. So for your meals, you're allowed to expense $23 per day times 3. Did you know that if you're a cross-border driver, you can actually convert that $23 into Canadian funds, which is actually $29 per meal per day? So you can actually claim $29 per meal, multiply that by 3 meals per day. Again, that's only a tax accountant that specializes in trucking that's going to give you that advice. Next, the name of the game is tax deferral. We all deduct personal expenses from our company accounts. What happens at the end of the year when the tax form tells you that you need to pay $5,000 or $7,000? And if you don't, you'll have to pay penalties and fines as well as late payment fees. However, most of us don't have $5,000 to $10,000 on hand, so we wind up paying massive fees and interests that we really should not be. A trucking firm will actually offer you a bonus or a dividend. Well, guess what? Now you have another 6 months to pay for those taxes without paying any interest or penalty costs you owe. So in this video, I'm going to be recommending a company called M7 Tax, which specializes in truck drivers, owner-operators, and small fleets. Here is their contact info below. I will link it to the below. They service both Canada and the United States. They started with 75 clients and now have 2,750 clients on board. And they have 13 offices across Canada and in the US. And yes, they only specialize in trucking. If you are considering a career in this industry, I recommend setting up a meeting with them. It's both free and educational. Now, because I promised you 3 points, I kept the best for last. Giving 1/10 of your earnings to charity is a great way to achieve success. This is a lesson that I learned from my father, which I now pass on to you. Giving 1/10 of your earnings to charity is a great way to start. It doesn't matter if it's a charity, a church, a mosque, or a synagogue, or community. Your success will be assured as a result of this. The Almighty will bless you tenfold if you learn to contribute. It's done miracles for me, and it'll do the same for you. Now, don't take my word for it, but this is a direct quote from Malachi chapter 3, verse 10. Bring 1/10 of your income into the storehouse, so that there may be food in my house. Test me in this way, says the Lord of our armies. See if I won't open the windows of heaven for you and flood you with blessings. So guys, this channel is all about trucking and all about making you guys successful out there. I'm building these relationships, I'm creating these forms and directing these forms to these people out there to make your life much easier. Well, there you have it guys, a few of my points of what I've done over the years to be successful. If you're enjoying this content, if you enjoyed some of the stuff, if you see eye to eye with me on some of these points, adapt them into your current life. And if not, just leave them here in the video. I'm Ronen, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one.